This video is going to be a discussion video about why I only own 4 books and my thoughts on consumerism in the booktube community. But before we get into it, and pretty much the only reason we're even getting to this in the first place, is because I wanted to shout out Jackie from Leisure Reads. She is an amazing person who has sent me the box set of Six of Crows, therefore doubling my book collection from 2 books to 4. This was the highlight of my Monday because, as you know, I am a hoe for Six of Crows. Jackie reached out to me and said that she was going to Booknet Fest. She was planning on getting in line for Leigh Bardugo and asked if I wanted to get her to sign my copies. I told Jackie, thank you so much for even thinking about that, but I actually only own 2 books, none of which are Six of Crows. But she asked for my address anyway, just in case she saw something that she would want to send over. But I definitely did not expect for her to send an entire package of the box set along with a tote bag and a personal letter. This is honestly so sweet, and I am so shook. And then a hero comes along. Look at how beautiful these babies are. I'm gonna read the letter that she sent me. Hey Cindy, it's Jackie from Leisure Reads. After talking to you and hearing that you only own 2 books, neither of them being Six of Crows, I thought I would get them for you. She was probably like, this bitch is in poverty or something, so let me help her out. The intent was to get them signed at the National Book Festival. However, apparently the world had other plans and I was not able to get anything signed by Leigh Bardugo. Girl, do not worry about getting it signed. I'm just honored to even have these books in the first place, and if anything, I kind of wish that you had signed them. Hearing how much Crooked Kingdom meant to you, I was dead set on gifting you a copy. I just wish I could have gotten it signed. Honestly, the lesson here is that if you cry like a bitch on camera, people will feel sorry for you and give you books. Anyway, consider it a thank you present for being so welcoming / birthday present. So far, I'm really enjoying Six of Crows, even if I suck at reading lately. Congrats on 1,000 subscribers. That truly is amazing. I've included a tote bag from the festival that I thought you could use for your library books. I'm glad that she knows my arms are weak, that I would need a bag to carry them, because it's true. I hope it isn't stupid to send you these books. I just thought you should have a copy of a book that profoundly impacted you. Hopefully you'll have the chance to get them signed in person. Your booktube friend, Jackie. It is not stupid at all. It's amazing and super thoughtful and sweet. So thank you so much. And to everyone watching this, I want you guys to just unsubscribe from my channel right now and just subscribe to Jackie. Thank you once again for leaving me shook. And please check Jackie out. She is fantastic and sweet and just an awesome human being. Now that I'm done gushing, let's start the discussion. Previously, I only owned 2 books, and now I own 4. I'm probably the only booktuber in the community that has so little books, and the only way this record will be broken is if somebody's house burned down and their bookshelves were destroyed. Thankfully, this is not Fahrenheit 451. All of the reading that I've done has been with library books. If there is a new release that I want to get, I just make my library order it instead. But I've never actually ordered any book for myself. And there are 2 parts to why I don't own or buy books. The first reason is just the way that I grew up. This is the part where I tell you my tragic background story, so just bear with me. I grew up with parents who are very irresponsible with their financial decisions and just their decisions in general. They're addicted to gambling, they waste money on the stupidest bullshit. Growing up and seeing their irresponsibility made me really self-conscious about where I spent my own money, because I was trained to believe that it was always in limited supply and that I needed to keep as much as possible or else my parents would just waste it on something else. I grew up never asking for toys or books or DVDs or whatever because I worried about spending money when my parents were just gonna give it all away. I just eliminated the desire to want any material things. That level of thinking has brought forth over to adulthood. Now I see books as something that I don't need to purchase. I've pretty much eliminated any desire to even own books in the first place. And I know that this sounds like a really sad story, but like, don't worry, I'm okay. I'm at a good place in my life where I could actually buy hundreds of books if I wanted to and not have to worry about my bank account because I have a really good job and I'm smart about my finances, so it's fine. But I think that the way life has conditioned me makes me unable to splurge on these things. And I've gotten to the point now where I have just embraced minimalism as a lifestyle, which is pretty much the second part to why I don't own books. I place more value on the experiences that I have rather than the things that I have. So being able to enjoy a really good book is enough for me, and I don't feel the need to own it. I don't have a bed frame or a desk or a chair, but but I'll go to foreign countries every year and go to museums and spend money on lots of good food. Just like how I don't have a bookshelf, but I'll read a shit ton of books from the library and still be really happy and enjoy it. Some people get a lot of happiness from buying books and owning them and building up their collection, and I think that's awesome. But for me, I am content with just experiencing the book itself, returning it to the library, and having the knowledge that if I wanted to read it, I can always check it out again. Or at the very least, there's always going to be a copy somewhere. That being said, when I do receive books, I'm obviously very excited about it. I got this book as a gift from my boss on my first day of my job, and I won this beautiful book from a giveaway. And I think the fact that I own so little books makes the books that I do have feel even more special. I've seen a few discussion videos that talk about the consumerist culture of BookTube and how it encourages people to hoard more books and enjoy them more for the materialism rather than actually reading it. When it comes to people hoarding a bunch of books versus not having any at all, my opinion is, who gives a fuck? People should not be shamed for owning too little books or too many books. If people like buying books, they can buy books. It's their money. They can spend it however they want. The only issue I would have is if people felt pressure to spend money on books when they don't have the means to. I wasn't aware that this was even a thing until I watched a ranty video by Book Me Scotty where she complained about a few BookTube things, one of them being something that she described as BookTube vanity. It was the notion that BookTube culture and haul videos and big booktubers push forward this pressure to have new books and hardbacks as the only way to get to their level and become a big booktuber or become an established booktuber or even to be validated as a reader. So when she started off, she felt pressure to go along with this trend, so she would literally eat top ramen 5 days a week just to afford hardbacks. When I heard that, I was aghast. Like, what the fuck, sis? It doesn't have to be this way. It's really shitty that people feel this way because it shouldn't be the case. Books are literally the only hobby where you don't have to spend money on anything. The reason why books are amazing is because as long as you are literate, anyone can enjoy it. It doesn't matter what economic class you're from or how old you are or what gender or sexuality or race or whatever. Anyone can read voraciously as a hobby. And what I love about books is that they are accessible to everyone. This is thanks to the library, which I use all the time. There's also secondhand bookstores, free trials on audiobooks, and you could actually even download audiobooks for free. And I hope that people don't lose sight of that just because they see grand bookshelves stretched out across walls on BookTube videos, because that pressure creates this weird economic barrier to a hobby that literally should not even have that kind of barrier. So if you have ever felt bad about not owning any books or not being able to afford any books, I hope that you can take some consolation from this video knowing that your girl only owns 4 books. And this has not been a detriment to my reading experience or to my BookTube channel or to my Bookstagram whatsoever. This is a hobby for you to enjoy. So don't get caught up in this make-believe narrative that you have to prove yourself. This applies to the rest of whatever you assume is required of BookTube too. You don't need a book collection or a fancy camera or even expensive editing software. I film from my iPhone and I don't even have a tripod. I just prop it up on boxes and I edit my videos on iMovie, which is free. I've spent zero money on BookTube, and let's be real, zero effort too. And the thing is, I could go ahead and buy these bookshelves if I wanted to. I can set them across the wall, I can organize it by rainbow colors, I can have a fancy camera and make this a more legitimate thing, but I just choose not to. For me, I just want to keep it simple. And also, ain't nobody got time for that. I've also seen videos lately where some booktubers have felt like they don't fit in with the community, and whether that's due to economic reasons or social reasons, I just think that it's a shame that people feel that way because it really should not be the case at all. All you need to do is literally just look at a camera and talk about books. Like, that's all there is to it. It ain't that deep. Okay, so just do whatever you want. Some people want 400 books. I'm happy with just 4, and that's okay. That is my TED Talk. Now, if you excuse me, I am gonna take these books and just fling myself to the sun. Goodbye. And then